Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today. The fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency and Okuma.
Hey folks, Fred Golofaro here with this week's video fishing forecast, and last day of fluke season coming up fast. Next Thursday, the 21st of September, last day you can fish your target for fluke. Fishing's still good in a lot of areas, but let me tell you, in Montauk it is epic. Weekend weather looks good, although the marine weather forecast is calling for 5 to 7 foot seas over the weekend, courtesy of Hurricane Jose. That's probably going to hamper some of the fishing out in the ocean. If you do go outside any of the South Shore inlets, please, again, I've said this before, be careful. You get an outgoing current against those kind of swells, and the inlets can get very nasty. Actually, they can get very dangerous. So keep that in mind. If you're running the inlets, you want to do it on incoming water. Even Montauk, running around the point, same thing. Strong outgoing current against those heaves. It's going to build mountains, and they'll likely be all white. So be careful and know what your tides are for the weekend. Still time to catch the Fisherman Surf Fishing Show. That's tonight. It's at the Huntington Hilton. It runs from 6 to 11 p.m. It's a great night. You know, if you're into surf fishing at all, or you want to get into surf fishing, stop on down. Draws a big crowd. We have over 75 vendors there dealing surf fishing equipment and gear. All the manufacturers are there, all the key manufacturers. And the first 500 people who show up get a goodie bag. We've got, I'm listening to this, you know, Sabile stick shads, VMC hooks, Tsunami casting spoons. That's for the first 200. Then we got Rappel X-Wrap, Suffix braid, and Fat Cow trailers for the next 100. Then we got Cast King braid, we got Spro squid jigs, Otter Tail bait trailers, and then we got Blue Frog bucktails, owner hooks, tactical angler snaps. All that free just for showing up, paying paying your entrance fee. You get that as a courtesy. We have a big raffle. We're going to be raffling off some great stuff like Van Staal reel, Lamiglas rod, St. Croix rod, surf bags, other reels, rods. Everybody gets a free ticket to the raffle. You can buy some extra tickets, although those numbers are going to be limited. Ongoing seminars through the night. Really hope to see you there. It's a great night. Again, it's the Huntington Hilton. It's on Route 110 and just about a half-mile south of the expressway. Doors open at 6. And on to the fishing. East End, Montauk, fluke fishing, like I said, epic. Heard from our staff artist, Savio Mizzi, on Tuesday. He kept 3 fish, 9.5 pounds, 11 pounds, 11.5 pounds, threw back a bunch of 5 to 7 pounders while bucktailing on the south side. The Montauk Star the same day, the open boat Montauk Star, they had 5 fish over 10 pounds on Tuesday. He sent me a photo on Wednesday of another big fish he caught. Don't know what the weight was. Don't believe he had even weighed it at that point. Also, albies all over the place on Tuesday. Again, Wednesday morning. So Montauk is really sounding like the place to be on the East End. Sea bass and porgies, there's been no let up, and that goes for the North Fork boats that are running over there also. And also a load of blues up on the North Fork, and they're mostly being diamond jigged. Down on the South Shore, solid ocean fluking with fish to 6 pounds, but then mixing with sea bass and porgies. The better fishing is starting to be found a little further offshore. It is we're approaching the middle of September, and sea bass are going to be start moving off to some deeper water soon, and also the fluke are on the move. Good weak fishing in the bay, getting good reports of weakfish from Kismet to Ocean Beach. On Monday, Mike Graham and his girlfriend Ann Ward, they had a bunch of them. They were bucktailing right near Kismet, so don't forget about the weakfish. And we're hearing reports from other areas on weakfish also. Down on the west end, again, some solid mixed bag action in the ocean for fluke, sea bass, porgies, and triggerfish. couple of spots, again, ocean spots. Watch those swells at Ambrose, Collar, and the Atlantic Beach Reef. Those names popping up frequently. There's still good numbers of fluke on the inside as of the last couple of days. Again, don't know how long that's going to last. These fish are starting to work towards the inlets and out of the inlets, but still worth a try. And speaking of weakfish, again, good run of weakfish going on in Jamaica Bay right now, and you can also hop on an open boat and get into some good bluefish action at that end of the island. Up on the North Shore, sound like a broken record. Porgies everywhere, porgies galore, and it's no exaggeration, no matter who I speak to. There's a lot of porgies, and not just from boats, but from shore also. And the big blues are starting to show up in some of the harbors and also in parts of the Western Sound. Places like Cold Spring Harbor, Huntington Harbor, Northport Harbor all had bluefish show up this week, according to Phil at Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle in Northport. Offshore, the seas did flatten out. Guys able to get off. Haven't heard much yet. Not a lot of guys offshore the last couple of days. But prior to the heave, there was some good canyon reports. Sharking was good. Makos, threshers, and blues still making up the catch. Hopefully, things will be fishable on the weekend. Again, when we're talking 5 to 7 foot seas, we're talking mostly long swells. The danger is getting outside the inlets and getting around the point at Montauk. But I suspect some guys will make the run offshore, and hopefully they'll connect with those tuna again. In the surf, blues all over Montauk, all over the north side of Montauk on Tuesday. Heard that from a couple of people Thursday afternoon. Albies are everywhere in the boats. Haven't heard a lot from the beach, but there aren't a lot of guys fishing out there yet. I'm sure, the albies I know have been right outside the mouth of the harbor. If you work the jetties there, or if you work along Gin Beach, you're likely to run into some albies out there if that's what you're looking for. In the inlets, albies too. Albies showing up in the inlets with small blues. Starting to hear some bass. Shinnecock and Mariches seem to have an edge with the bass, some bass into the teens. Underneath the albies, sometimes in the daytime, but you have a better shot probably at night, bucktailing. Mostly quiet to the west. As far as the beach goes, although they were some guys were catching weakfish in the back of Jamaica Bay, if you know your way around back there. North Shore, more bass showing up along the North Shore, although there's schoolies, and I think I've pointed it out in the past. I expect we're going to have a decent run of bass this fall, but I would not expect much in the way of big fish. I think we're going to see a lot of small fish, 22 inches to 26 inches, and then a bunch from 26, 28 up to maybe 32 inches. But we should have some good action. There's tons of bait everywhere. I hear that from everybody. I know Steve from Bob's Bait and Tackle in Amity Harbor. He was out a couple of days ago. He ran into schools of large spearing, peanut bunker, and mullet. That was in Fire Island Inlet. Montauk, I know, is loaded, and Shinnecock is loaded with white bait and mullet in the back. So things are shaping up, and I expect things are going to break loose soon. Don't forget, we got the Montauk Classic coming up. It's the Montauk Surf Fishing Classic, sponsored by Long Island State Parks, the Fisherman, and Porgies Bait and Tackle. That takes place not this weekend, but the following weekend. Runs from noon Friday, the 22nd, through Sunday noon, the 24th. The awards ceremony takes place in Montauk State Park on Sunday at 12:30, following the close of the contest. 3 largest striped bass, 3 largest bluefish, and the 3 largest release bass all get prizes. Largest blue, largest bass categories pay out of $750. It's just a $15 entry fee, and that money goes to help promote sport fishing within the state park system. Corporate sponsors: St. Croix, Lamaglass, Star Rods, Tsunami, Aquaskins. Again, there's a raffle at the awards ceremony, so you'll be getting a goodie bag at the awards ceremony, and along with a raffle ticket, you have a good shot at picking up a raffle prize also. Okay, that's 12:30 at Montauk State Park. Hope to see you there. Until then, or until next week, Fred Golofaro here for thefisherman.com.
Win the incredible Steigercraft 21 dB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200 in the ultimate season-long multiple species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today.